So we have some breaking news that Joe Biden has rewarded Pete Buttigieg with the job of transportation secretary in his cabinet. Guys, this is wholly undeserved if qualifications matter. Pete Buttigieg is a, accomplished guy. He's educated, but he has no real background in transportation. And this is happening for one reason and one reason only. Because Pete Buttigieg helped to crush Bernie Sanders when Barack Obama and Joe Biden made the call to him to do so. And the promise was, we got a plum job for you if we win the White House, if we win the primary. And Biden delivered to Pete. There was a lot of other high-profile jobs he was being considered for, like ambassador to China or something like that. But this is a top-level gig. This is one of the more important jobs in cabinet. Maybe not tier 1, but probably tier 2 for a guy that doesn't really have a background in transportation. You could have made Pete something to do with Veterans Affairs because he's a veteran. That would have made a lot of sense. But Pete Buttigieg has no background here. But remember the primary, guys. Remember this. Remember that during that primary, Buttigieg was doing better than Biden. Like when South Carolina even was done, like going up to that point, Buttigieg had basically finished second behind Bernie in the first two states and had more delegates than Joe Biden. And he dropped out despite being ahead of Biden or basically tied, all in an effort to funnel the votes away from Bernie Sanders. And that, along with MSNBC lies and other, media, pulling the strings, helped flip the result to Joe Biden. And Pete Buttigieg maybe wasn't the only reason, but he was a key cog in that wheel to build the anti-Bernie momentum needed to stop him and put Joe Biden in the primary slot, to put him as, the representative for the Democratic Party. And that's why Pete Buttigieg is being rewarded here. This is a guy that doesn't have a lot of qualifications. He was a small town mayor and a failure of a small town mayor. He is his defining job outside of being in the military was helping a Canadian grocery store, chain Loblaws through McKinsey fix bread prices to starve the poorest Canadians, stealing hundreds of millions of dollars from the poorest Canadians over a decade. Pete Buttigieg didn't start that, but that was his job to do that. And now he's in the cabinet as transportation secretary. It's absurd. It's absurd. And look, I get that in politics, you make deals with people and you make promises to people and debts have to be paid. Bernie, frankly, would have had to pay some debts to certain people too. But I really do believe that Bernie would have paid those debts in a way that doesn't hobble the country. And if you actually believe in effective government, then it's not just about putting people in positions based on the fact that you owe them or you like them or they worked with you during the Obama years. Look, I don't expect Biden to be an ideological ally, but the very least the American people deserve is a government that isn't incompetent by design. And that's what you're getting here. This is a failure of a choice. And if it's as sure a sign as any that Biden is governing not on behalf of the working class and diverse base of people that gave him power, but on behalf of the favors he owes to everyone else, whether it's Pete Buttigieg or the banks or the pharmaceutical industry or the insurance lobby. He's governing on behalf of them and not on behalf of you. It's good Donald Trump is on his way out, but if you didn't think the fight against the working class wouldn't continue under Joe Biden, well, get ready, because it's just heating up.